not physically coming apart, but it's hot, and it's
scary how fast it started going up to the wall.
Cool, but a long couple days here, but now I just got to find my damn car.
3, 2, 1.
What's up, everyone? Hope everybody out there has had an amazing Memorial Day weekend. I'm going to tell you, man, I spent my weekend over at Charlotte Motor Speedway filming. And I'm going to tell you, for you Cleetus McFarland fans, I got you covered. It wasn't my intentions for the weekend, which we'll get to that here in a moment. But yeah, we got a lot of cool things about Cleetus in this episode. Pretty much most of the episode is going to be about him as the way things turned out. But here's what I want to do. Again, cool footage, cool stories. I want to give you my observations of the day, and I want to give you my view, my opinion on Garrett Mitchell, the race car driver, as well as Cleetus McFarland, the person, the character out there, because he is a character, no doubt about that. But yeah, I was up there for the race with the 55 team of Isabella Robusto, and the thing was that was my priority for the day, was to film them. Follow my show. If you're new to my show, let's just say this: I used to work for Venturini Motorsports, who owns the 55 team, back in the early 90s. This is their final year with ownership, so they're going to be selling the race team. So I wanted to capture the final race at Charlotte with the team, and that was a short-lived day. Let's just say that, obviously, because of the incident that happened between Cleetus and the 55 team on the restart. So we'll get to that here in a moment. But if you watched my last episode, I did it because of a purpose. Because following the race at Talladega, there was people who had some negative things to say about Cleetus McFarland. And I'm not going to get into what people said at that point, because obviously there's a lot of people who don't view it that way. But I saw different things, and I just wanted to address that. And my episode about that was to say, get to learn the guy more. Get to learn his experience better. Yes, he's new, but learn he's just not a guy on YouTube jumping in a race car, basically. But following this weekend, there was some more comments and things out there. I don't want to put a focus on this, but I just want you to take a look at some of the things here that were said out there. It was interesting reading these, and then actually seeing people who are Cleetus fans just going, man, I didn't realize that there was stuff like this going on. So it was just very interesting with what happened. And honestly, Cleetus, this was a race. If you saw that episode, I said, I hope he runs Charlotte. And there was good reason behind that, because he's run the super speedways, and he's, the next planned race was at Bristol. So to have an intermediate in there would have been cool. And the thing is, Charlotte is a different racetrack. I can tell you this firsthand. As a person, my dad used to work for the Speedway back in the 80s. And I'm going to tell you, back then, they used to actually use a sweeper to clean the track off a lot. And I've been around that racetrack at 5 miles an hour up against that wall, basically, which is not a bit of damn fun. And I've been around there at 180 miles per hour. And it's a bumpy, it's a track. Let's just say that it's something different. And Cleetus said himself, it humbled him this weekend to be out there, but he learned and he got stuff to put in the memory bank going forward. So by the time he leaves Bristol, he's got all the different types of tracks, at least an initial race stored in there. So hopefully if he comes back next year, he's got a lot to build off from. But anyways, let's get to the racing part of it here. I'm gonna start showing you some of this footage. This was on the starting grid right here, and this is where I realized the star power that Cleetus McFarland has, because he's got a mob of people around him. And just to give you a comparison, this is the 55 Isabella Robusto here. This is a typical crowd pre-race around a race team, especially in ARCA series. There's not a ton of people around there like that. Usually people just working on a car, a couple family members, things of that nature. But Cleetus definitely had a huge mob around him. And that's when I realized, man, wow, this guy, he's got star power. And that's why I titled my last episode Star Power. I put a question mark behind it, not questioning it. It was just saying, is this the future? And man, I'm going to tell you, dude's got star power. No doubt about it. But let's get to the incident that changed the day for the race teams and for me with my priorities of the day. But that was this restart right here. So let's take a look.
Nowhere to go for the 55. 5, Robusto. You mentioned her bad luck continues.
Yeah, just totally innocent. Look at all the contact from the 23 of Spencer Gallagher.
Now, here's the interesting part about this that I want to share with you, because there was contact with each one of them. Here's my view. This is the view I had from pit road when it happened. I knew instantly that things were going to change for the rest of the day, not only for the race teams, but for me. And then we can take a look right here. This was the 30 car. They were in there putting the patches on the front, trying to get repairs made for that. But I want to show you the other aspects here too. Again, if you're new to the racing and just follow Cleetus, this was the results of what happened for the 55 team. You see them back there. They're trying to get this car back ready because they're racing for points. They want to get back out there on the racetrack to race for a championship. So they were doing things that they could, but obviously it just was a done day for them. Unfortunate, because again, in my last episode, I covered Cleetus and Isabella. So I really wanted to do a cool thing with them. I was really wanting to see them race out to the end and hopefully have a cool run, especially on that restart when they were both right there at the front. So unfortunate day for both of them. But again, I wanted you to see the other aspects of what happens instead of just the Cleetus part, because yes, they did a great job getting that car back out there, but this is the legwork that goes into it for everybody else. And I'm going to get to another part of this here in a minute of what Cleetus did following this. So interesting things. But anyways, to finish out that day, with the damage to that car was really cool. And another interesting aspect right here. This is Carson Hocevar in the pit for Cleetus right here. And this is very interesting because especially on a Friday, a lot of the Cup drivers aren't there really, especially on pit road, walking around or anything like that. So for Carson to be there and be in the pit, you could just see, you could see the happiness in them as they were communicating and everything else. And obviously he was telling some things, to Cleetus's people about what he needed to do or what he needed to do. Biffle was on the radio. I later got to hear this, telling him different things. And it's just unfortunate. He made a mistake. But the thing about this was we saw it yesterday in the Cup race. Well, if this goes out today, it might not go out till Tuesday, but Sunday in the Cup race, we saw 2 of the Hendrick cars lose it off of 4. So it's Charlotte. It's easy to make mistakes for people, even the best who got years, seasoned veterans in these race cars. So I can't say anything bad about what happened with that. It's a learning curve. Again, he's got it in his memory bank now. So no telling what he can do in the future. But anyways, 9th place finish. And this is what was really cool following the race right here. You can see him and Biff, they're debriefing and everything else. And I found this very interesting. Part of this is because I've got sent this thing. I noticed that there was a thing on one of his pages where somebody posted my last episode and they were talking about his episode about boundaries. I don't know why my episode was on there, but for whatever purpose. And I could see this right here because he does have a lot of people just in his business constantly. And you can see right here that he's telling this guy with the microphone, just, hey, chill out. We're talking right now. I don't need that microphone in my face. So I get his boundaries points, really, especially being at the racetrack, because he's got to focus. He's got to concentrate, and it's distracting with all these other people around him. But here's the part right here that if you take a look at this is the NASCAR official coming up and telling him, yeah, you got to go to the trailer. And if you follow Cleetus, you know why by now, because he went up there and tapped the pace car. I later found out he had intentions of doing that prior. If he got up there, once in a lifetime moment, as he put it. I'm kind of curious though, if that's just a once in a lifetime moment, or he'll have that opportunity again to be on the front row. But either way, yeah, he had to go to the hauler for ARCA, and I followed him down through there, watching them still debrief. It's cool to see the people come up and just communicate, and you can see a level of respect out of different people for him. I also did talk to some owners who didn't feel the same about it. So it's varying opinions on things with it. But yeah, he went to the trailer, and it's interesting because he gets to the trailer. There's a mob of people. There's a lot of people just want photos, autographs, everything else. And through this part right here, apparently I got into the Cleetus McFarland episode, which was not my intentions. If it would have been, I would have put my damn camera down so you could have saw that racing show on the show. Got a hell of a lot more views than what I get. But anyways, yeah. So we got caught up in that. I congratulated Biff. Told him it was a hell of a run. And Cleetus come back out of the trailer, and he told everybody that, I'll take care of stuff here in a moment. He still needed to talk to the ARCA officials, NASCAR officials. But what I found very admirable was following this. He took a walk, and this is this walk right here. He went down to talk to the teams that he felt he needed to apologize to. And I found that admirable with that aspect right there. I don't know who all he talked to. I just watched that right there because I was actually ready to get the hell out of there at that point. But the other interesting thing is that in the infield, people that were in the infield, let's just say this, there's a long fence, long gate, and the mob went crazy for him as he was walking. I mean, they just caught a glimpse of him, and they went nuts. So again, the star power of this guy is just ridiculously amazing. But my observation, my opinion, I think he did a hell of a job. I mean, to show up at this racetrack, not have practice time out there. I did watch his episode this morning and got to see the different things. Crew chief change, just learning the track, did a hell of a job. I'm impressed with him. And my concern is I don't know how he's going to be able to maintain the Cleetus McFarland, Garrett Mitchell aspect in the series. And I don't mean that in a mean way or a bad way. What I'm saying is he's focused, and you could see that. You could see when he gets to the racetrack, he's set for racing, and there's all these other distractions with things like this. So I question if that's something he will be able to maintain like that, or if Garrett Mitchell, the race car driver, is going to have to take over more than the character part of it. And for me, again, if you're new to my channel, been racing for a long time, I've been an actor for a long time. There's a thing about turning your character off and everything else that's sometimes hard to do, and sometimes you can get caught up in one and kind of lose track of the other. And I see this in his interviews, because there's times where I can see him being really serious, and then it clicks in like, I got to be the Cleetus right now and say a couple funny things and everything else. But I can see his seriousness in there, and I find that very admirable that he's able to turn these off. I told some people in the last episode, he could teach a class. He could teach a class in character development because he does it well, obviously. That's why he's got over 4 million subscribers and hellacious viewership on everything he does. And it's for a good reason. They do good work, and man, it's something to be proud of. But again, I really hope he continues on. Don't know where it's going to lead to. I said it when I was covering him from the, being here, rescuing and doing help. I admire the guy. And what's really cool is Saturday, him and Biffle went and spent the day. They flew their helicopters up in the mountains to go talk to people who they were there to help before. So I think there's so much more to the man than just what people see. I feel privileged that I got to see a part of him this weekend, and just get to take in the Cleetus McFarland effect and experience. It's definitely cool. I encourage anybody, go to the racetrack when he's there. Keep up with the ARCA series. Hopefully he'll run more. And but again, I said it back then. I think he could move up. I said then I probably within the next couple of years could see him in a truck or Xfinity car or something like that. And I still believe that, because I think he does just have an amazing skill. But I'm gonna quit rambling anyways. But I appreciate you watching this. And Cleetus, again, I know it was a mistake, and I know some people are hard on some things like that. Hell, they're hard on me with my show, with different things. But you definitely got a following, and I think you got a hell of a driving career in this series if you want to continue. So I give you a thumbs up, man, and do it for Dale, I guess. That's what they say, right? But anyways, hope everybody out there, again, had a great weekend, man. And as always, see you at the checkered flag.